Yeah, I'll follow you to Cleveland when they get an IKEA. Never.
So that is what I want.
See, that actually makes me happy, because being from Florida, all I've ever heard is just Florida jokes. Like, Jacksonville gets brought up all the time when things get insulted. So it's kind of nice that there's another state out there getting dogged on, and not Florida. It makes me happy.
According to YouTube, Cleveland, we're not Detroit. You know?
I would definitely airheads it too. When I get back, I would have a football helmet full of cottage cheese. I would naked photos of B. Arthur.
Oh man,
like I like it. I like airheads. That's a good. Steve Buscemi's in that. Hey,
Steve. You know the thing about Steve Buscemi is retired firefighter, okay, but he's looked 40 for his entire life on screen. But
wait, he's a retired firefighter?
Yeah.
New York City firefighter.
Oh, that's why he's in that Judd Apatow movie with Pete Davidson, because he's in that. So he brought in a firefighter. That's cool.
City boy, man. City boy. So Buscemi, he's always bringing the heat. He's always bringing the scuzzball to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he took this role because he was trying not to be a scuzzball. And yet Rockhound is clearly a pedo, right? It's not just me.
Yeah. They rewrote it. Basically, when he was cast, they started rewriting it to make him this sleazy scuzzball. Part of the first draft of the script, he was just the smart guy. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, you cast Steve Buscemi? Right, I'm throwing all this filth in.
But he still gets to be a genius, because I'm a genius.
Double doctorate, MIT, 2.5 years.
Absolutely.
His character does give me whiplash a little bit, because in the beginning, he's like an uncle figure to Liv Tyler, who... Right. And I gotta say, Michael Bay he put her in a warehouse, in a NASA, control room warehouse, and just tried to shoot her from every angle possible looking worried. And she nails it. Her worried acting is excellent. But I guess, alright, so his character. In the beginning, he's like an uncle. And you're like, oh, who is this guy? And then you learn he's a genius. And then you learn that he just goes crazy and starts shooting guns. Like, his character is all over the place. In it.
And every woman he's with, how old are you? And it's just like, whoa, Michael.
Man, that goes back to the Transformers
as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I tell you, times have really changed, man. Times have really changed. Because that joke's not happening anymore. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Like, nobody's putting that joke in. Like they did that joke maybe 4 or 5 times in that movie. How old are you? How old are you? What do you mean you helped her with the tampon? It's like, whoa! What, is this PG-13? Like, come on, man.
That is what I do kind of like about Michael Bay is I don't like, jokes like that, but his movies have some weirdness to them. You watch a Michael Bay movie, like Six Underground. Have you watched that movie with Ryan Reynolds?
I'm really worried because Ryan Reynolds is good in things, but he's not always enough to carry the material. And so I see a Michael Bay picture starring Ryan Reynolds. I was like, let me play Super Nintendo instead.
Melanie Laurent is in it. She's really good. But it's just these movies, like his movies have this kind of darkness to them. They have this really off-center sense of humor, which I guess that's Michael Bay has to inject that in there. But I think he's a silly guy, Michael Bay. I think he wants to play hard, but you watch Bad Boys and the Bubblicious Skittles scene, just the silliness in that. Bad Boys 2, they basically run over an entire mountainside of homes, like killing tons of people. Like I'm not saying that's silly. Michael Bay just, I think he cares because his movies, they all make bank. Like his only 2 movies that haven't made $100 million worldwide are Pain and Gain and 13 Hours. But his movies have a silliness that I kind of love. And it makes it hard to, this is a 38% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which
it got panned. Like it got absolutely panned.
But what were people looking for, Niall? Like well, you watch this movie, right? And I guess I'm looking at it from an American lens. Sorry to interrupt, but you watch it and like this is what you want to watch in July in a movie theater.
That's true.
What do you think?
I think it's kind of a common phenomenon you see in Hollywood anyway, where for some reason some script is getting kicked about the place that has a theme, and all of a sudden 2 studios will jump on the same theme and be like, we're doing an asteroid picture. So you get like Deep Impact and Armageddon at the same time, Prestige Illusionists. You get like Volcano and Dante's Peak. Like, it just seems to, these movies come in twos. And, maybe there was a little bit of asteroid fatigue and maybe even Michael Bay fatigue because it's very explodey.
Yeah.
And like there was even like this kind of like back and forth between like the Deep Impact guys being like, we're much more serious about how our one works. We're sending real astronauts. Yeah. No, we're not just getting a bunch of drillers and sending them up there. We've got a real looking asteroid thing.
But the thing about it is now I'm a third generation driller. I've been doing it all. I've been doing this all my life. I still haven't got it all figured out. It's a science. It's an art now.
I'll get there though. I've never not missed a deadline.
Swear to me, you've never missed a death, Mark. Swear to me.
I swear on my daughter's life. And you know what? I think you are right though, Niall, because in '96 there's Twister, '96 Independence Day, '96 Daylight, '96 White Squall, '97 Dante's Peak, '97 Volcano, '97 Titanic, '98 Deep Impact, '98 Firestorm, '98 Hard Rain, '98 Armageddon. Disaster fatigue is real. At least maybe for critics.
Here's the thing about those movies, okay? Volcano has a volcano popping up, blowing up Los Angeles, right? Coming out of the La Brea tar pits. Weird. But okay, it's Tommy Lee Jones. Come on, man, we got to do that. That was awesome.
Wait, I need 10 minutes of that. Come on. Please give me more.
Right? But the thing that slaps you in the, I'm going to tell you exactly why. 38% rating. This movie, it starts off, everything's blowing up for the first 11 minutes. It's totally deadly serious, okay? And then the idea is, no, we're going to train the drillers to be astronauts instead of training the astronauts to be drillers. This slaps everyone in the face. I think it is universal. There is nobody who doesn't just, and there are a lot of stupid movies that people like, man, okay? Even like Howard the Duck does not strain credulity the way that this does. Why not train the astronauts to drill? Because honestly, that asteroid doesn't blow up to launch Max into space. They don't make 800 feet, man. All of the third generation drill, they couldn't do shit, man. they failed. They blew up all the transmissions. Okay, and then for all the talk of AJ, there's no hot dogging up there. These guys don't have time for that. You can't do it. AJ hot dogs it.
Yep.
Okay,
I feel it. I gotta push it.
I'm pushing through.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that arc, that could have been an arc. No, it's not an arc actually. So this movie slaps you in the face with its stupidity, but a lot of things blow up. So it is awesome.
Yeah.
This is the problem.
I love when they point over at the guys who have been practicing the drilling for 8 months, and they're all standing in a row with their arms crossed. That's my...
I'm a badass astronaut driller. I've been for this for 8 months. You're not your generation.
Yeah, even though they had that piss poor drill to use, not a bad drill, a piss poor drill.
Imagine that. I want to do this one day where I'm talking to somebody. I'm like, I've been training these guys for 8 months, and I just point behind me, and there's like 15 people with their arms crossed, just staring at the person I've been talking to for 10 minutes.
Totally.
In this movie, too, it's quite silly because, this asteroid is coming towards Earth. It's going to be a global event. But Bruce Willis has to go argue with Ben Affleck in an oil field. Like, just call him up. Listen, man, AJ, get over here, right? Actually, there's two Deacon Frost and AJ Frost in '98, right? I digress. But yeah, you have you're going and just I understand that they spread, but for Bruce Willis to fly to go grab Affleck and then bring him back while an asteroid is coming to Earth, it's just all so silly. And Michael Bay knows it. That's what I like about Michael Bay. Sometimes you watch a movie that is just you watch it and it's trying to be silly or serious, but it just comes across super silly. Like, Michael Bay knows that an asteroid's coming to Earth, and Bruce Willis has to argue with AJ in an oil field. Like, it's wasting so much time.
So much time. It literally every second counts.
And then,
however, in this case, it does not, because you've only got a specific launch window where they can get the trajectory. That's like the one thing they did get right. It's
that's true.
You would need to come at it from behind.
Yeah,
they at least had a plausible launch window.
Right.
That makes
is fair.
sense. Oh man,
That is fair.
Dang it, Niall! You just brought a lot of logic to Michael Bay movies.
No. He's 100% right.
No, I love it. Yeah.
But this is why, the movie grabs you, because there are a couple of things that, okay, sure. But then it always comes back to, why not just train the astronauts to drill? It's an inescapable thing, okay? And then here's my question, right? The guy, Chick, who's basically like his second in command, that guy's awesome. He's in a lot of things.
Oh, Will Patton?
Chick? Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh yeah. I mean, Will Patton's a great Michael Bay. Like, he's meant for these movies. Will Patton, him, like William Fichtner,
Right.
like, those guys are Michael Bay favorites right there.
They're like the Michael Rookers of the James Gunn camp type of thing.
Yeah. Because
My question is, go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was gonna say, what did Chick do, man, to make April O'Neil hate him? Because April O'Neil hates him, bro. Tells the son that's a salesman.
Yeah.
I don't have
She warms up pretty quickly when she realizes he's an astronaut. So
Well, I mean, by the way, he's gonna save the Earth. Well, that's different, I mean, I don't have any kids, but my parents are divorced, and my mother would not tell me to not talk to my father.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, he's definitely chosen the job over her and the child, because he's been in the South China Sea for years.
South China Sea.
Yeah.
I think it was like the gambling, maybe.
He's never home.
Might be the gambling.
Oh, he gambles? Oh, yeah, he
It
does.
wasn't his request, like a week at Caesars or something ridiculous. Like that.
Yeah. So he has a gambling addiction, and he's just working all the time.
2.5-hour movie. They kind of for what is, you give him credit, quote unquote character development is mashing a stereotype onto everybody, right? Except for Chick. Chick, he seems like a cool guy, but he's like, yes, finally, when he rolls the crap. And then he goes to see April O'Neil, and she's like, don't talk to him. That man, he's a leper. Get away from him. That was just so mean. It really hurt my feelings.
And he comes across as the nicest dude ever. It's like Tom Hanks and Larry Crown, where he's the nicest man on the planet, but he's divorced. Like, you're like, wait, what happened? How did this happen?
Like him and AJ are the only two who probably don't have a criminal record, because they were establishing that basically everyone was at least a misdemeanor.
Yeah, they said two of them had done like proper time, I think.
Yeah.
They said like when they were doing the rundown, it's like one of them was an enforcer for the mob, I think.
Yeah. and
Which one do we think was it? Who do we think was actually the enforcer?
Max, right?
You think?
Max
I
seems
think it's got to be.
Max seems like a mob enforcer.
Max definitely seemed like a mob enforcer. Yeah.
When they said that, I just kind of went, Max.
He was and then his mother, you see, and the thing is, the reason why he's a mob enforcer, because he lives with his mom, right? So his mom would be the type to, police, open up. He's not here. Why don't you go talk to some friggin' other guy, you friggin' bastard? That type of thing.
Ma!
Yeah.
Meatloaf!
Ma, more donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's getting a tattoo for his mother, so his mother holds him down during the criminal enterprise.
And
Absolutely.
I do love Michael Clark Duncan in this movie. There's a story that Michael Bay told. They found him in a gym, and they were like, "Oh crap! Hey, you want to come be in Armageddon?" And he started crying, and so because I love Michael Clark Duncan, so he shows up on set and he just got really nervous because he just didn't know what he was doing. And I think Michael Bay was like, "Hey man, like you're sucking it up. Like you gotta." Like, well, I don't know what you're doing. Like, you had all this charisma in the gym, and now you're here, like, being terrible. And then eventually he figured it out, and then he had a pretty big role. They kept him around for a while. So I thought it was pretty funny, though. They found him in a gym. His performance wasn't that great at first, and then he shows up. But
at least survived the movie. Yeah, which
exactly.
Is an achievement.
He did.
And Michael Bay loves him. He put him in the island, too. So, and also, I love Michael Clark Duncan. I got to do this, but there's a movie called Slammin' Salmon that was made by the Broken Lizard crew who did Super Troopers and Club Dread. But in Florida, there was this football player opened up his own restaurant, and it was named after him. So Slammin' Salmon was named after Michael Clark Duncan. And Michael Clark Duncan in the movie is just hilarious. But he calls maraschino cherries Marciano cherries, like Rocky Marciano. And then he gets corrected, and he goes, whatever, motherfucker. Like he just, And then he like punches people in their guts, and he's just he's hilarious.